I view them as a threat in the division because week after week, I think they're going to have a really. They scored more points than the Eagles last year, guys. A lot more points per game.
That's cute.
What they did. I mean, they're going to bring one of the best offenses in the NFL back with a better left tackle. They also drafted a right tackle in the first round, so they improved their offensive line. And we could say Debo's fat, but he's probably better than what they had. Well, he probably actually is fat, but he's probably better than what they had at number 2 wide receiver last year.
Sure,
so they have
maybe.
McLaurin, and they have Debo, and they have a better offensive line, and they have a tremendous young quarterback. They're going to score a lot of points.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, don't you think part of the reason they scored a lot more points last season is because they had to? I mean, the defense put them in situations where Daniels had to continue to throw in the fourth quarter. Like, the Eagles had the luxury of once Saquon put the opposing team away in the fourth quarter, it was like, that's it, shut it down. And by the way, like the Eagles did this a lot last season where they just had these long, extended drives in the fourth quarter.
Game to end the game?
Yeah, like a 10-minute drive where they're just running the ball. And like, that's not going to require you to score a lot of points. Our defense last year didn't require us on offense to score a lot of points. So like, I don't view that as, I view that as more of like a circumstantial thing, is why the Commanders scored more points than the Eagles. Like, the Eagles are, I think, clearly far and away a much better team than the Washington Commanders.
I think they're better too, but the Commanders won 12 football games. It wasn't like they were like 9-8 and then
some of those
made a run in the playoffs. They were 12-5.
Some of those were so lucky.
I get you.
They should have even beat the freaking Bears.
They probably should.
The Bears,
well,
dude.
Remember the video of the Bears player waving to the crowd down in D.C. and then they throw the ball over his head?
But they had a lot of wins like that last year.
So I think, and people keep bringing up how old they are, and they are the oldest team in the NFL, right? And they signed an older edge rusher. But you brought up the point of the 2017 Eagles. It is similar. Like, I could make a case that, like, maybe Von Miller's their Chris Long. Like, he's not what he used to be, but can he help them win some football games? Maybe. And the Debo thing, remember when the Eagles signed Alshon Jeffrey?
Yep.
He was coming off a couple down years at Chicago.
Yeah.
He had injuries. He was kind of chunky. He was trying to reestablish himself. Because remember, early in Alshon's career, he was awesome. Then he kind of went a few years backwards. And I think Alshon signed a 1-year deal with the Eagles. So, like, I think there's some similarities to that. I'm not telling you the Commanders are going to win the Super Bowl. I'm not telling you they're the best team in the NFL and they're better roster than the Eagles. But I view them as a threat. That title game last year, the Eagles ended up blowing them out. But if you remember, that game was 14-12 before halftime.
Yep.
Hurts throws the bomb to AJ.
I mean, wasn't it even like 27-20 at one point, I think?
And they fumbled like 3 or 4 times.
Yep.
When the 2 regular season games last year were very competitive. We beat them here in November, right? And we had the stop of Jaden Daniels on the fourth down in the fourth quarter. And then in December, I know Hurts got hurt, but that was a shootout, and they beat the Eagles. I mean, one team went up and down the field on the Eagles in the last 4 months of the season.
Sure.
One quarterback did. It was Jaden Daniels.